classically infatuated with the in-between, the ups and downs, the curves and the rounds. I bring it to your city or your hometown. I go back in time when the feeling was fine, when funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way, a bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt the fool 'cause the funk was good. It was good in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood, I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood, funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full 'cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live. Welcome to the Order of the Pipe. I'm West, and I am pleased. It's my pleasure. See, you think I would have done this before. It's my pleasure to be joined by Adam Boolen of Cloudbear. Cloudbear Custom Blends. Adam, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Doing really well. Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah. So what are you smoking today?
I am smoking a Brown Fleck from Ken Byron Ventures.
Nice. So I understand you just picked that up at in Vegas, right?
Yes. Yeah, I picked it up in Vegas. I'm trying to block that light out for you so it doesn't get all glary weird.
That's
here
fine.
We go. And let me move over here. And there we go.
There we go. There we go. I feel like
the sun's going down. So look, the sun is going down.
It's going down. Sun's going down over California over there.
Going down. Yeah, it's going down over California.
I feel like we need really crazy Snapchat filters when I speak to you, because some of your videos you post, I don't know where you get some of these filters and things that you post on your Instagram, but you have the craziest filters on there.
It's on IG. They're all on.
They're Instagram filters. I never use them, so
Yeah.
that is good to know. See, you learn something new every day.
You can have a ball on there if you just want to do wacky, weird, funny stuff. You're just bored. Mostly just because I'm freaking bored and I just,
Look, makes sense. It makes sense.
I'm bored. I'll make a stupid video. Okay.
Well, look, it's working for you. You got a pretty good following on Instagram.
Yeah, I got. The funny thing is, it has developed into another type of following, not just on the pipe and snuff and tobacco,
Uh-huh.
and it develops to another following because I'll have other videos that are just funny videos that have a bigger following.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy how that works, right? So hey, by the way, Scott McMunn says hi. So, hey Scott, how's it going?
Oh, hey, Scott McMahon?
Yep, McMunn.
McMahon, yeah, good guy.
Very good guy. Very good guy. I like him a lot. Scott's a good guy. So I got to tell you, first, I need to point this out. I am smoking a pipe from. Hold on, let me change screens here. All right. I am smoking a pipe from Papa Bear's Pipes. He made this custom for me, and man, I love this pipe. So, and there's a story behind this, and I need to point this out because he made this for me, and it was supposed to arrive Monday, and it was not here, and we both thought it went missing in the mail, and we're both kind of freaking out, and finally I posted something on our neighborhood Facebook page, and it got delivered a few houses down, so luckily, somebody was honest enough to give this back, so I gotta say, thank you for this. It is an amazing pipe. I love it, and I know you make your own blends. We're going to talk about those, but I had to break this in with Beaumont Supreme from Emerson Southern Forge. So he included some of that there, which is a great tobacco.
Nice.
What pipe do you got there?
Yeah, I've had a couple of Emerson's blends. They're not bad.
Yeah, he does good stuff. What? So I need to learn about your blends. What do you?
I give it up for anybody that wants to do any type of micro blending of their own little batch series. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. Go for it.
Look, there's an art to it though. It's not as easy as you'd think it is to come up with something that's actually good.
It's patience, time, and understanding, and passion.
True.
You have to have a passion for it. Oh. Yeah, it's a passion. It's like cooking. It's a passion. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
You're coming up with recipes. Yeah.
You know, you and I were talking before we went live that it's, to get a leaf that tastes nothing like this over here, to get it to taste like, bring out these other flavor characteristics, chocolate, coconut, whatever. It's magical to me. I don't know how that could possibly work, but these are things that you're experimenting with, right?
Yes, I'm experimenting with it, and so is Ken Byron Ventures as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's experimenting as well. And I'll be smoking one of those blends tonight on the show as well after this pipe. I have this delicious brown fleck.
Good stuff.
I didn't break into the... He did put out one also called pork chops and applesauce, which is a vapor. And I didn't grab that because it was very moist. So I'm going to let that one get some air and then smoke that maybe tonight or tomorrow.
Pork chops and applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
Does it taste like pork chops and applesauce?
I'm thinking where he's coming from, savory and sweet, maybe because of the Virginias and the Perique.
Yep, that makes sense. Some of these names these people come up with they can be creative. So not too long ago, I was smoking some plum pudding out in the garage. And my current wife walks out and she says, "Are you smoking weed?" I'm like, "No, what?" She's like, "You're smoking marijuana out here." I'm like, "What are you talking? No, what? This is plum pudding." So I go over, I take the jar over, and she smells it, And she says, that does not smell like what you're smoking. It smells like you're smoking marijuana. So that should tell you how rarely my family's exposed to drugs. And two, that
Zero.
it doesn't smell anything like plums or pudding.
Right. Definitely.
So
I'm not a fan of the plum pudding.
Yeah.
Or the special reserve. I did get to sample the new plum pudding Christmas edition at the show.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Which is plum pudding soaked in XO brandy, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Limited run tins, like worth looking at 1,200 now, maybe.
Yeah.
Will be yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to be on sale on November 30th, I think, on Smoking Pipes.
Is that what it said? November? I heard November, but I wasn't sure. I also know that Southern Seattle Pipe Club is also putting out a vapor eventually as well. One of Joe Langford's last recipes of a Virginia Perique. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, interesting. So what's your favorite? You say you're looking forward to the vapor. What's your favorite blend type?
I'm gonna have to say, lately it's been a lot of the Guy with Hogarth blends, the Kendall, with those little floral notes and just, just so delicious.
I'm not super into the Lakeland,
and I know I can't. I love Lakelands,
mm-hmm.
But I don't. Okay, there's certain Lakelands that is like, eh. Then there's Lakelands that go, yeah, that's really good, because I've had some Lakelands, or I would say American Lakelands, to where it's just it's just too much, Right?
Yeah. No, I get it. But yeah, those G&H blends are incredible. Like, they're some of the ones that I'm like, how did you get it to taste like this? The Brown Irish Twist has got to be one of my all-time favorites.
That's stoving. When they make the Black Irish Twist, they've stoved Brown Irish Twist.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
They stove the rope, yeah.
And those are not tobaccos for the faint-hearted. Like, that nicotine, that vitamin N will hit you right away.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a nerve, and I can't remember the name of the nerve. It's right below the pelvis in the sphincter area that runs up to your stomach, abdomen area, that will spasm if you get too much nicotine, and it will buckle you over.
Really? I have not reached that point yet.
Yeah, I've had nicotine poisoning, and it's it's not fun. But see, here's the thing: nicotine and caffeine cousins. You can water down slowly. If you do get sick, slowly take sips of a lot of water. Just keep sipping water.
Yeah.
Sipping water. It will bring the nicotine down. It's the only thing that's going to bring it out, because nicotine is water soluble.
Ah, well, that's good to know. I never thought about it.
Yeah, it's a form of alcohol. Water itself down through water.
Well, there you go. Cheers. Okay.
There you go. So I always have like an ice cold drink with soda water, or an energy drink mixed with soda water in here at all times. Especially because I do a lot of snuff as well.
Yeah, I want to ask you about the snuff. So I've never tried snuff before. But the videos on Instagram, like, people who are into it, like they love it.
Oh yeah. Snuff is wonderful. Snuff is wonderful if used properly. Snuff can be abused.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, anything can be abused. Tobacco and any type of addictive substance can be. It's addictive. You develop an addiction to it.
Right. So I know with pipe tobacco and cigars, things like that, people don't typically get addicted to the nicotine usually, but you enjoy the smoke for the aromas and the flavor and the room note and the ambiance that it creates. With snuff, like, are you in it for like the smell, or is there a flavor to it, or what's the deal?
For me, I just love the flavors. I love the different flavors, the nuances, the it, some tobaccos you'll smoke at the top and it'll taste different from the bottom, but it develops as you smoke it down. Some will be from the same to the top to the bottom, which is rare. Um, some grow richer. It's like a cigar too. Cigars, they have like towards the nub of the cigar, when it gets shorter, you start developing cocoa notes, etc. From my experience of cigars, get like chocolate and coffee notes out of it. But
okay, well that's good to know. So one of these days I'll pick up a little snuff and I'll give it a try. I'll let you know.
with snuff, it's a different story because there's so many scents and flavors. There's hundreds, and there's many companies. Well, there's a handful of companies that really make good snuff, and then there's artisan snuff as well. So I'm looking into getting some artisan snuff.
Now I know you make your own tobacco blends. Have you thought about making your own snuff, or is it too difficult to grind it that fine?
I had some stems saved up and some leftover, bits here and there in a bag in the garage. Nobody goes in the garage. It's just for storage, And I had it in a bag hanging up, drying. I wanted to dry it out.
Yeah.
And see how far it would dry out, and then check on it, every week, check on it, make sure there's no bacteria or anything like that growing on or anything, Up. Go everything with and the some leftover, bits here.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect
sense. And I was
sense.
doing well, in the garage. And I was doing well. Nobody goes in the garage. And then my wife cleaned the garage. Just for storage, And she goes, she didn't know what it was, and she threw it.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Of course.
What the hell was this hanging on the wall?
Of course. Ah, geez.
Just hanging there. And I was trying to get the heat. I was trying to get the heat of the summer because it's dry, and then to cause like almost like a sauna effect in the garage, but a drying, like a dehydrator almost,
Right, sure.
And I had holes, little tiny holes all popped through the bag so it can breathe, what I'm saying? It wouldn't develop, get moist on one side and dry on the other, stuff like that, I was trying to do a total climate control in there, which is really hard for this area of Nevada because it's just so up and down. I mean, last week we're in the 80s and now we're like in the 50s, 60s again, and it's low, high 30s at night.
Yeah. Well, good luck then.
Yeah. So I could, I guess I could start again.
Well, sure.
Yeah, but I was getting in there. I would wait till the spring to start again on that.
Yeah, I'd be really curious to see how that turns out. So when
there's a guy on Instagram, and I can't remember his damn name, and he sent me. I seen that he had homemade Rustica snuff. Now it was coarse grind, at nicotine Rustica nicotina,
okay,
from that cheap, and it's really high nicotine, really high. Yeah, I think it's the highest. And it's either a rabbit or a coyote running across my yard. I think it's a rabbit. That's a big rabbit. Anyway.
There you go. Look, it's dinner time. No, that's cool though.
I live in a Second Amendment sanctuary city.
Second Amendment sanctuary city.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like in there. It's like part of the bylaw of the township.
Yeah. So there you go. That sounds like a pretty good place to be then.
Which is why you don't just walk on people's property out here.
Right. Probably not the kind of place you want to go peeking in somebody's window.
Yeah. No, not at all. And I think, and people know that out here. And if they don't, they find out real quick,
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Because I'm on 2 acres out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like 2 or 3, maybe 4 acres next to me that's just open land.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Over that.
I'm jealous.
And then there's a neighbor here next to me, but across the street is like 3-4 acres open, maybe 5, but just open. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it's quiet. Have any traffic? There's no helicopter buzzing around your house. Like if you live in a big city,
Right.
there's not a bunch of sirens and horns honking and buses and. I grew up with that, so.
Well, sure. Well, I'm the opposite. I grew up way out in the country on a couple acres where, you step on somebody's property, you're going to know it real quick. Now I live in a suburb where I can see 3 houses down and tell what they're watching on TV through the window. And I'm like, that's not natural. That is not natural. So,
Right.
So Papa Bear's pipes, yes, the pipe does match my eyes. It's a beautiful pipe. So thank you again, man. This is awesome. I love it. I'm breaking it in with some Beaumont Supreme, so very good stuff.
And how? I've not had the Beaumont Supreme.
No, this is good stuff. We will get some. So apparently, this is one that Emerson Southern Forge made just for Papa Bear's pipes, like just kind of a private thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know what? I'll actually send you some. It's very good stuff. Then there's Monclaude Guns Dam, which, if that's not a fake name, that's a really cool name, by the way. Hey, fellas. So, Monclaude, how's it going, man? And Greg Lieberman's asking for tacos. So, if you know Greg Lieberman, order the man some tacos because it is dinner time.
I do know Greg.
Yeah, you got a healthy following on Instagram, man. That's really impressive how you're growing that organic following there.
I just try to stay cool with everyone, man.
Yeah, totally.
I really do. I've had a couple, monkey ass people, but other than that,
right? It's funny.
Everyone's 98.9% cool with me.
Right. Look, like you said, you live in a Second Amendment town, so if they're not cool with you, they probably find out quick.
Yeah. So this is this is Nye County. If I go over the mountain that way, it becomes Clark County, and that's where Las Vegas is.
Okay. So that's not far away then. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm 65 miles from Las Vegas. So it's only like an hour, 15 drive, maybe an hour drive. I could get to Las Vegas.
Yeah, so the Vegas Pipe Show was perfect for you then.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. So you were there the entire time. What was the best part of the Vegas Pipe Show, in your opinion?
I just think the camaraderie and the people at the smoking tables. Mm-hmm. Like they had a smoking lounge set up, with about maybe 6 to 8 tables, maybe 8. I forgot. I didn't count. 6, 7, maybe 7 tables set up. I'm thinking 6, but they were nice sized, big round tables, and they, plenty of chairs. They could have had a bigger smoking area, like an extra table or so would have helped a lot of people, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But for the space that they had that they could rent for the show, I totally understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it sounds awesome. I'm so jealous. I was seeing everybody who was there. Like everybody who's anybody was there. I mean, some of the names that were popping up just walking around is incredible.
Well, you got to remember that there hadn't been a pipe show since 2019.
Well, not a really big one. So yeah, there's Muletown, which was decent size. There was Columbus, which it was fine. But
Chicago.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, probably nothing compared to Vegas.
So the West Coast people didn't have a show.
Right. Right.
And so they haven't had one since 2019. So believe me, people were coming. And they were coming from all over the world.
Yeah, that is awesome. So next year, I'm going to make a special effort to be there.
Brian did a really great job getting everyone together and getting all that together, taking over the show from the original guys that threw the West Coast Pipe Show. Then Brian turned it around and made it the Las Vegas International Pipe Show.
Mm-hmm. That had to be so much work.
Made it like the week or 2 weeks before Halloween, to when it used to be on or near Halloween, closer to Halloween.
Right.
I think a lot of the guys want to be with their family during the Halloween, type of trick or treating, and trick or treating on the weekend and stuff like that. So they made it sooner to where, hey, you can go out for a couple days, 3-4 days, and then come back to work, and then you'll be ready and refreshed enough to go out with your kids during the holiday, and celebrate Halloween, if that's your thing,
Right. And if that was his intention, making the timing like that, I mean, that's perfect. Because, there's too many too many things going on around the holidays. People need to be with their families. So, Scott McMunn,
Right.
Muletown is awesome. I'm going to try and be there next year. And I'm going to make a special effort to make it to Vegas next year. I have to. I feel, just seeing what's going on, I feel left out.
I mean, Houston Pipecast made it out. They hooked me up with one of those little
those little pocket
travel
jars.
tins.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. For like cheap.
Yeah, those are great. I'm going to find out how much it costs to get, how many of those I have to buy to get them with my logo on it. And I'm just going to start giving them away because they're just so cool.
But here's the funny thing. You had one table selling one for 13 something, and you went by his table and he had them for $5. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then another table had them three for 25 or something like that. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
So I think it all depends on who's selling them and what they want to make back, and overhead, etc. Blah blah blah.
Right. But the things like that, should really be used as swag. I think so. I'm in marketing and branding, and look, I think I'm going to get a bunch and just give them away, just for the branding purposes. I think those are awesome. People are going to use them, keep them in their stuff forever, and your logo is going to be right there on top.
Right. It's easy. I mean, I made stickers. I was handing out stickers and stuff, with my little, bear,
Yep, I like that.
But and I only have like a couple left that I came home with, and I gotta order more, and they're not cheap, because I get the nice vinyl, and the nice ones that are all weather. You could put them on a car if you wanted to,
Yeah, and you get the metallic sheen on them, right?
I have hologram, and then I had the regular white acrylic. Yeah.
Okay.
I think latex or acrylic, whatever. Yeah, white latex, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like weather. It doesn't fade and all that. It has like a coating on it. They say it has a coating on it for like UV and all that.
Right, but sounds like a good sales tactic to me. But sure.
Well, they charge extra for that damn.
Oh, there you go. They better be good then.
They do.
Well, look, when I see you in Vegas, I'm going to pick a couple of those up, put it on my vehicles. So I want to hear about your blends. So how long have you been blending tobacco?
I've been blending tobacco personally for myself for about, I'd say about 4 years, maybe 5, about 5. Now it's about 5. Yeah. About 5 personally. Then but I was doing a lot of studying and research on it, as time went on. And then I did more research and more research and more research and testing other blend and pre-made, blend. Then I start getting into, what? Oh, I can get whole leaf. Let me start messing with whole leaf.
Nice.
Well, let me just start messing with stoving and heating techniques and cooling techniques and
yeah, that is cool.
Cold, and bring out different nuance, different flavors out of the Virginias, and it worked.
So I've heard of
Burley.
So I know about stoving. So cooling the tobacco also brings out other flavor. I guess it would. I didn't think about it. But like changing from hot to cold also brings out different flavor profiles from these tobaccos.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people think that so a lot of the collectors that get tobaccos, they think, oh, I should throw this in a cold, dry place. Yes and no, yes and no. It really depends on the smoker. If you throw it in another area to where the light wasn't directly on it, and it would have a higher temperature, like say room temp, say 75, 74 degrees instead of 73 or below, like in a cold, dark place, A lot of guys you see that have like pipe dens, whatever, it's just out in the open in a little cabinet and boop, boop, boop. So it's just getting the room temperature, whatever the room temperature is. But I think a lot of the UV light has a lot to play. You don't want to leave tobacco in a window with the sun hitting it all day. You know,
Sure.
it's going to change your profile. It's going to change it. You don't think it's going to change it, but eventually the profile of that tobacco is going to change.
Makes sense. You see the
Within
same
months.
thing. You see the same thing with alcohol, right?
It's like yeah, it would be like slow stoving, really.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Fair point.
Yeah, it's light oxidation and slow stoving. Now, what I've learned is that you can stove certain burleys and certain Virginias to bring out different flavors
Mhm.
without having to add that. That's why a lot of people come to me and they say, "Oh, how did you make this aromatic? Why isn't it goopy?" Because their coffee is goopy, or their, you know, their caramel vanilla is goopy.
Mhm.
Well, that's because they sprayed the shit out of it and they're
Right.
mass producing it.
Uh-huh.
They don't have time. A lot of the big companies don't have time to sit there. Oh, let's kiln this, or let's stove all this.
Mhm.
You know, and it would take 30 days at a time. You know, they don't have the time. They want to get it out to market and put it out there and make that money. You know.
Yeah, fair point. And that probably comes from being a large producer, mass producing the stuff.
Yeah. If you're a large producer, you don't have time to kiln and stove.
Mhm.
You
Right.
just don't have time for it.
Right.
But that's the micro blender like me comes in.
Mhm.
You know, I'm just one of many. You know,
Sure. Makes sense.
comes in and does things the old-fashioned way or new ways.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So do you do much experimenting? Like, I wonder what would happen if I did this, or I wonder
Yeah,
what would happen
of
if
course.
I. What is your if you don't mind sharing some
I wonder if
secrets?
I infuse spiced rum into stove Virginias. What's this going to do?
Right?
When you're not supposed to be able to, you're not supposed to infuse things well into Virginias. But through my experience, I've been able to infuse coffee into Virginias.
Ah, okay, that sounds good actually.
Go figure, you know.
Yeah, Lombardi Spot says stoved vanilla beans. That actually sounds kind of good.
You can do it.
There you go. So, what is the difference between
Do it.
stoving and kiln? Like, I assume a kiln is obviously a higher heat, right?
It can be, or it could be a low heated long periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do you do all this in your
It's the
house?
same. Stoving is usually a certain amount of ounces at a certain degree of temperature,
Mm-hmm.
for a certain amount of time, and then removing, cooling, and then sealing, and then storing.
Mm-hmm.
Killing is long periods of time,
Okay.
but the same period of heat, or a slow increasement of heat, and then the drop of heat till it finally cools all the way. Then
Right. Yeah.
then storing, and then testing. There's a lot of what I say to one guy says, "Hey, how did you do this?" And I tell him, 5th grade alchemy.
Look.
Because technically that's all it really is.
Uh-huh.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, I was a latchkey kid in the late 70s,
Mhm.
mid to late 70s. I was a latchkey kid. And I came home, mom and dad weren't home. They were at work,
Mm-hmm.
So I had to come up with like a snack or something that was not pre-made. So I would take because Top Ramen was still back then, but it came in packages. It wasn't in a cup, And you had to boil the noodles and, but I would add all this other little things to it, like a little bit of luncheon meat, maybe.
Sure,
and
sure.
some,
Hey, look, I still do
So
that.
I was already around when I was like in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. I was already this just on my own.
Right.
And go, ooh, that's good, or that's not good, or oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, look, I still eat way more ramen noodles than I should, so I totally relate to that. But
I love ramen.
So what is your favorite blend right now that you make?
For personally mine
Mm-hmm.
that I make,
Mm-hmm.
I hate every one of them. Everybody else loves them. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, okay.
No, I like the Gandalf Sacred Root. That's a really good, what we can say for Balkan nowadays. You know, it's
Yeah.
the closest you're going to get to a Balkan that's now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I truly brought out the Orientals in that more,
Yeah.
the way it should be. But I don't have Macedonian connections or anything.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, they're hard to come by these days. Yes. So,
Somebody asked me earlier online and goes, "Well, how did you make a true Balkan?" I go, "I have my ways." just if you know already, you already know.
right.
You know what I mean?
There. You know what? Yeah. Trade. Just say trade secret.
Why even ask that question? Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be nice, but it is what it is. You already know you never have a true Balkan ever again.
Mm-hmm.
War and territorial conflicts and civil wars, etc. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
The world's a crappy
Uh,
place. Luckily, we have tobacco.
right. Right. I mean, there's a lot of leaf that I want to get a hold of that I can't get a hold of that I would love to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Just bring the sugars out more, etc. And it just customs and the connections are there, but customs are being the pain in the ass. Right now, I'm working with a guy out of Brazil and a guy out of Argentina to bring some of that leaf as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make that eventually. But they're working with their customs in order to get me some to play with, and then I promise them if this comes out the way I want it to, then I definitely will buy in bulk
Yeah.
from you or
You need to find a good black market connection is what it is. You don't know shady enough people yet.
Well,
I mean, you're close to Vegas. You think you'd know more shady people.
I used to know Uncle Jimmy the Deuce.
Yeah, you don't make Jimmy the Deuce mad. If that's somebody's nickname, you don't make Jimmy the Deuce mad.
No. Well, no, Jimmy the Deuce has passed away since now, but he used to tell me stories. Uncle Jimmy used to tell me all kinds of stories.
Okay, I'm sure
yeah.
you could. I'm sure you could spin some yarns on that one. I don't know. So Monclaude says he used to use a pressure cooker to force stove Virginias. What's your method? What do you use for kilning or stoving at home? Do you just use your home stove? Do you have a special?
I'm not using any
trade secrets. More trade secrets.
Techniques other than the pressure that's already in the jar itself.
Okay.
At this time.
Okay. Good to know. Interesting.
Yeah.
And
but you gotta that too, because if the temperature, depending on how many ounces you have, and your ratio down to the length of time and the temperature, and the amount and the jar size, et cetera, blah blah blah, and the air mass, blah 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 blah.
Right.
Because you got to kind of keep an eye on it, because I've had one jar pop on me and break actually in the oven, because it was just like the temperature increased too rapidly in the stove. So I've learned now to place just not even a quarter of a quarter inch, maybe eighth of an inch of water in the pan, bring that up to it, over 100 degrees, check it with a candy thermometer, then place the jars in there, and then close it and do the stoving from there. So that seems to be working better.
Okay. That's good to know.
And then, yeah. instead of that direct heat onto the the sheet.
Mhm.
But we're not going high temperature. We're not doing anything over 200. You know,
Sure. Yeah, but that's still that pressure builds up, right?
right? It can be and then it depends who makes the jar. You know, uh, you don't want it to where it's you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, totally. No, I
'Cause
get it.
I've only had yeah, and it's only happened to me one time on a larger jar.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I went to smaller jars, but so I have to do more jars.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a pressure cooker or a Dutch, or they say with the Dutch pot.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
the Dutch pot. You can do that,
Mm-hmm.
but you really got to watch that too. You know,
Do you ever do much aging or pressing, anything like that?
I do pressing. Yes,
What do you use for that?
I've only been I've been doing pressing, but I want to get another press.
Mm-hmm.
I have about 3 of those food safe noodle press to make like long cakes, like long circular roll cakes.
One of these guys here?
But I have one I'm looking at right now, and it's made for what is it made for? Tofu or something like that? I can't remember what it's made for.
Okay.
I think it's made for tofu, but it's food safe, so it's
Sure.
it's okay to use food safe because technically,
Makes sense.
so it is safer to use food safe product instead of like, oh, here's a plastic piece of you don't want, because that could be porous and it could leave bacteria in there. A lot of the stainless steel ones
Yeah.
don't
Right.
have the porous inner lining or outside, so bacteria can't build up on them. They clean easier as well.
Yeah, so that's actually a big thing. So contamination, is that a big deal when you're So contamination, that's a big thing. Do you have to make sure that all your equipment's like super clean, no bacteria, no fungus can get in there, nothing like that, right?
Right. And number 2, I sterilize the area before I process any tobacco.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's sprayed and wiped down
So
and laid out.
When people talk
Butcher
about
paper,
aging their tobacco, one thing that you hear,
gloves, man.
there you go. But, when people,
I'm not that way. I have to, because I don't want to smoke some shit that some guy's been doing this over and going like this with just bare hands and just throwing shit together. I'm sorry, that's just me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel, I wouldn't feel safe smoking it 100%. I would go, okay, that's okay. I'll smoke it. Try it. Fire kills everything, right? Okay. But
look, I'm with you.
fire purifies.
It's gonna...
But I just wouldn't. I don't know what it is. I'm just that way,
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't expect anybody to smoke my blends that, look at this guy just taking his bare hands and throwing this shit out of this bag and this shit out of this bag into a bowl and just throwing it up in the air and a damn pizza crust or whatever.
Right. And look, there could be anything on those hands. You don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So I do wear food safe gloves.
Mm-hmm.
I do clean myself from the elbow down before I prep any tobaccos, and with food safe gloves and mask.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no smoking allowed in this house. None.
Ah, good to know.
Only in my master bathroom can I smoke with the door closed, and I have to keep the door closed when I come out. I cannot leave. I cannot open the door. That's Mama Bear's rules.
That's good to know. Happy
her
wife, happy
mother-
life.
Yeah, her mother lived in this house before we lived in this house, and she was a heavy smoker.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went through and cleaned everything, she said no more in the house.
Yeah, that makes sense. Look, maybe that explains some of your snuff addiction there. I don't know. I wouldn't call it addiction. Snuff habit. There you go.
It's a habit. It is habit forming. It gives you the warning on the.
I don't mean habit in a
some of the
bad
snuffs.
way. I don't mean habit in a bad way. Just you enjoy it. I get it.
Okay, here's the thing. For anybody with an obsessive compulsive disorder like me, or
I get it.
or addictive personality, towards certain things. Like when I get into anything, I get into it like over 100%, and I get really into it. I get really into it, and I get into it for a while, and then I just back off. Okay, I learned that. What's new? And I just absorb myself with that, and I jump over here. Okay, what's new? And I out of there. That's how I've always been. I've always been. I was an only child. I had to entertain myself. So,
Yeah, entertain yourself. Make your own ramen noodles. I get it.
Yeah,
it's all good stuff.
You had to do it. You had to do what you had to do. There wasn't a goddamn sandwich there made for you with a glass of milk. Oh, hell, you come home.
There were different times back then. I understand. So I do have to ask you. So that does actually explain why you do your tobacco reviews in your bathroom, which are kind of famous now. You're famous for being in your bathroom doing these reviews.
I have become famous for that. Now, I used to do them in the backyard when I lived at the other house. I did them in the back because I had a nicer little enclosed backyard. It was a smaller house and less property. It was only like a quarter acre. But there was nobody behind us for like miles, and there's nobody on this side of us for miles. So it was actually really quiet. But I lived inward off a main street. So sometimes you would hear sirens come down the road because it's the only way through to get through the other side of Pahrump at that time. So a lot of those reviews,
hear a siren or a car or something going by.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm not going to keep those.
No, your bathroom reviews are great. It's pretty unique.
You can go back on my page and look. They weren't really reviews. I was just showing tobaccos and pipes that I smoked and what I liked and what I didn't like. And I would say, I'm not digging this, or, like that.
You have good reviews.
What I've smoked tonight so far, I am glad that I chose that. In fact, the coconut cake from Ken Byron, he gave me that.
Yeah, so, that's what you're saying. You're saying that he originally said that he didn't have any, and then he ran up to the room to get you some.
No.
Wasn't that the case?
No, he had some there. But he wasn't like giving it out. I see. He wasn't giving it out. Yeah, you had to like buy certain things and everything to get a small sample of it.
Yeah.
He hooked me up like a 2-ounce bag of that and a 2-ounce bag of banana bread.
Oh man, that is cool. That is awesome.
They're like unreleased. They're not released yet. They're not even released. So it was only for the show.
Are you allowed to talk about them yet, or is it still kind of hush hush?
Huh?
Are you allowed to talk about him yet, or is it a little kind of hush hush?
I could talk about it. You were able to get it at the show if you bought certain things, but I hooked him up with 2 ounces of my coffee, and we talked. He smelled the coffee, and he goes, "I'll smoke this later because I don't have time right now." And I understood because there was people coming up, and him and his wife were just running that whole big booth. They had like a corner.
Yeah.
You know, like a table here and then a corner coming around like this to another corner. He was running all that. So it's a lot to do when you got people coming up and saying, "Hey, Ken," and at the same time you're trying to talk or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I get it. So,
and it was my first night show, so I was trying to take everything in. I know I should have done more recording and more pictures and stuff like that, but I didn't, and I kind of kicked myself in the butt. There's also another Meerschaum pipe that I wanted to get that I didn't get, and I should have grabbed it there because now I'm looking online. It's like triple the price.
Right. Did you get that giant long one that you have a photo of on Instagram?
I did.
That's incredible. That's a nice Meerschaum.
Well, you're gonna poop your pants when I paid for that.
Are you willing to tell us how much?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll tell you how much. How much do you think?
400. I don't know. I can't even guess. I have no idea. I've never priced that kind before.
$25.
What? No way. $25?
$25.
Did you?
$25.
How did you manage this? Was the person? Did they not understand what currency
didn't try
means?
to hustle for it. I didn't try to barter for it. I didn't try to trade for it. He had them on the table. He had it. Well, I was looking at this. He had like a giant, like a chunk of meerschaum, like this big pipe that was hand carved. It was John Wayne's head with a cowboy hat on it and a horse coming around his back on this side. It was just gorgeous, you know, and it said $250. And then that pipe that I got was above that one. And there was another long meerschaum, not as long as I got, but a little half the size, half the length of I think Bacchus, the Roman god Bacchus, his face, you know, was the head of the bowl, and then it went back, you know, like that. And that one, that was 25 too. I should have grabbed both of them, but I wasn't being greedy. I got that big long one for 25, and I was happy as
holy moly.
Happy.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I thought because that one said 250. I thought the other one said 250 because you see 250 and you see 25 with 0 zeros next to it. You think, oh, that's 252. So you're not even going to ask.
Right.
And then because I kind of looked at it again.
Right. Like, is there something wrong with it? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Does this say 250 or 20? Because I know that John Wayne was $250.
Right.
You know, and there's one of a kind. One of a kind.
Maybe it was supposed to be 250 and they just misread the label. I don't know.
No. That meerschaum was gorgeous. I mean, it had just a little more detail than the one I got.
Yeah, geez.
You know, hand carved. One of a kind. One of a kind.
Yeah.
The guy knew who carved it, you know, everything. So I was like, wow.
That's awesome. Man, now I have to go to Vegas.
You have to.
I have to now.
Because you're going to find that one deal. That one deal, you're like, oh, I've been looking for that pipe. Oh, I can get it here. And oh, look, he's not selling it for $800 like he does over here.
Exactly. Look, you should have bought both of them and went and sold it someplace else. Go to your own table and sell it.
I want it. I love meerschaum. I think meerschaum's gorgeous if it's carved right. You know, I've seen some cheesy ones. I've seen some good ones. You know.
Yeah.
This one was nice. It's gorgeous. I'll send you more photos. You know, my photos are on my page. You've seen them.
Oh yeah, they're on Instagram.
But it's not meant for smoking. The one I got. It's more for display.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, I would totally just put that on display. Yeah.
It's total display. It's a gorgeous display. I think old Marty, and I can't remember his last time. I think he had a place in San Jose, California, or down that way. I know he's from that way. And he's the one that sold it to me. And some people know who Marty is.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know Marty, but apparently I have to meet him. I don't know.
I got it from you, and I was shocked that Marty sold that for $25, to be honest with you.
Yeah, incredible. That's now I'm really jealous.
I mean, hell, that John Wayne could have sold for $2,000. You know, it really could have. If I had the money for the John Wayne, I would have bought the John Wayne.
Right.
I'll be honest with you.
Jeez. So are you willing to publicly disclose how much money you spent at the pipe show? Because I could blow a lot of money at that place.
I went on a budget. I went with my blends. I had about, I can't remember how many packs of tobacco I brought, and I brought samples too for, you know, guys to try, you know, because people were already asking me, hey, you going to be at the show? You're going to be at the show? You're going to be at the show? And I was like, yeah. And I had some stuff put away that I had been, you know, a batches that I made that were already sold out that I put like 1 or 2 away of on the side just for the show. Yeah. You know, and people that were coming knew it was already sold out, you know. Yeah. This is the only one left out of that batch, you know. And it all sold.
That's awesome.
It all sold except for 3 packs, and one was a Old English Morning, which is an English blend with Sweet Virginias and a coffee.
That's awesome.
And then I guess Don Warren, who I didn't even know I was sitting next to, and we were smoking pipes, and he was smoking mine, and he bought one of my Misty Morning. I didn't know it was the Don Warren. It's like the next day, I'm like, oh shit, you're the Don Warren.
Right. Oh wait, you're that guy. Yeah. That's yeah.
It said Don on its name tag. It just said Don. I'm like, oh hey Don.
Yeah, it's just Don.
He was just sitting at my table smoking. Yeah, Friday night. And he goes, "Yeah, I want to try your blunt. Can I try one here?" I said, "Sure." We're just talking. This old guy with a beard, and a hat.
Right.
You know.
Well, at least you weren't rude to him. At least you weren't
Don
like.
Warren, the pipe maker.
Well, at least you weren't rude.
Yeah.
At least you weren't like, "Hey, buy your own, you freeloader."
No. I was handing out stuff for samples.
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
even offered. I was offering the guys, "Hey, you want to try? Hey, you want to try? Hey, you want to try?"
Mhm. That's
I was just
awesome.
giving out free. Here, have a bowl. I had little bags you could pop open and just pour a little out, and then
Mhm.
put it in your pipe and just smoke it. And he smoked some of that Misty Mountains, which is a cocoa vanilla caramel burley,
Mhm.
and he loved it. And he said it reminded him of his father's tobacco when he was a child.
Wow, now
And that
that's a
made me-
compliment.
Yeah, that blew my mind. Right when he said that, I was like, "Whoa!" But I didn't know it was the Don Warren.
Right.
So the next day when I found out it's the Don Warren, he goes, I'm at a table over here. So come by the table over here. I just figured some guy at a table.
Sure. Yeah.
I didn't know.
That's awesome. That is cool.
Day Saturday show actually happens because Friday night's just hanging out and smoking in the smoking lounge, right?
Mhm.
And then you could do room hopping on the 14th floor, which they booked out, for smoking pipes.
Oh, that is
Cornell and
cool.
Dale, all the guys up there all had, all the big people had rooms up there. Well, not big people, just people who got in there on time to get a room,
Mhm.
Plus smoking pipe hospitality room up there. Yeah.
Nice.
So I go up, and so I'm there the next day, and I go. So I'm walking the floor, and I see Don sitting there at the table. And it says Don Warren Pipes. He's got all these gorgeous pipes.
Oh, you're that Don.
I'm like, oh. And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh shit, it's the Don Warren." The Don Warren. It's not just Don, it's Don Warren.
That's so
And
cool.
he goes, "Hey," Adam, hey Cloudbear, I got your money.
Got your money. Okay, I got your money.
Because he asked me that night on Friday. He goes, "Hey, I don't have any money, but I want to get one of those Misty Mountains." And I had a couple Misty Mountain packs, made up, for the show, that I already had set aside, that for people. The other one I was saving for somebody from the Seattle Pipe, not Seattle Pipe Club, the San Diego Pipe Club, but they never showed up. So I'm like, well, so somebody else got that. But
Yeah.
But yeah, so he gave me my money that Saturday morning. I didn't, and I said, "Shit," I had to shake his hand. I said, "You know what? I'm so embarrassed. I didn't know you were the Don Warren."
That's
He
hilarious.
just laughed.
Well,
He's laughing.
unless you know these guys' faces, you wouldn't know. It's funny, I was at
don't know.
yeah.
You look on Instagram, and a majority of the guys that make pipes
Mhm.
or that are artists and crafters, even the cobber guys, they don't show their face. They just show all their craft,
Right.
and you don't see their face, so you don't know what they look like.
Mhm.
Shit, I was sitting next to fucking Nate King. I didn't know it was fucking Nate King until after.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got one of his pipes right here. But
Huh?
I got one of his pipes right here, actually. But no,
Yeah.
so I personally, if I see somebody out of context, I don't recognize them. I don't know if it's face blindness or what, but I mean, I'll literally be walking next to somebody who I've gone to school with or I've worked with for years, and
Right.
it doesn't process in my mind that that's who that is. So I totally get that. Or even at the Columbus show, I'm so head down, looking at the stuff on the tables that I'm not even looking up at people's faces to even see who I'm standing next to. So I understand.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. I did not expect. What's cool about the Vegas show, and another old timer was saying as well. A guy that's been smoking a lot longer than I have,
Mhm.
and probably you as well, longer than both of us. Said, he goes, "The thing I like about the Vegas show is that you could be sitting next to an artist and he won't even,
Yeah.
he just acts like he's just you. Everybody's the same. Everyone's really friendly.
Yeah.
And everyone was really super friendly. I mean, super friendly. I got a little snubbed by one guy, but I think it's due to jealousy, or maybe I don't know what it was about, but
Hmm.
or past BS or whatever on, but I never try to cause drama or anything on my, on my posts or anything or.
Yeah, totally. And well, that's the great thing about this community is like everybody's just so down to earth and just nice. Like people that you think would at least have the clout to be able to be a dick are still pretty nice. So it's really surprising how respectful everybody is.
Oh, everyone was really super, super nice. People I'd never met before I have new friends now.
Yeah.
It's so awesome to make new friends. And someone you could actually message and say, hey, that thing you had there, that bag you had, where did you get that bag? And they'll give you all the information where to get it. And you know what I mean? Because these guys had these little, I thought they were little pipe carrying cases, little plastic with the little clips on them.
Mm-hmm.
And because they had all their pipes, everyone had their little, these like 4 or 5 guys, they're all part of the same little crew, I guess, clique or whatever, they all hang out together and they all had it. And I'm like, ooh, where do you get one of those? Oh, you get on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I'm looking on Amazon and I'm typing up pipe case, travel case. And there's nothing popping up. I'm like, it's not a pipe travel case. So I look up gun case.
Yep.
Or pistol case. It's a pistol case.
You should have known that. You should have known that you're from a Second Amendment town.
Well, I'm a shotgun guy.
Fair point. You got to get those giant rabbits you got running through your backyard.
Giant, the size of a chihuahua.
There you go.
We get coyotes that run up the thoroughfare. In their case, so there's a property behind my property here, but they have a fence up. They don't have anything behind it. It's just open field, but they had fenced it up. And then there's a space about between the back of my property and between the back of their property about, because there's power lines there that go across, with poles, the old wood poles, that go all the way down. Because there's no street lights out here.
Of course, yeah, no.
But I mean, there is here and there, but it's not all over. Mainly pitch black where I'm at. If you're driving,
that's the way I like it.
But there's about maybe a 7 or 8 foot space between that property and that whoever's property that I don't know who they are. You don't see them, or you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Everyone's very, very private. And so the workers can get back there and do maintenance on the pole if they had to. I think maybe a 10-foot space. I'm thinking 8.
Okay, some place for the coyotes to play and pick off small dogs.
Yeah, I can't remember what you call them. Not a thoroughfare or throughway or. But the coyotes run up in between the properties, and that's how they get from property to property. They don't hop over people's fence. They run behind everyone's property and they look for like cats or chickens or whatever.
Yeah, they're smart. They're smart dogs.
Yeah, and they can jump a 6-foot fence, no problem.
Wow. So is this you typing on your is this you leaving YouTube chats on here? Is this you leaving YouTube chats on here while you're talking? Because somebody keeps saying they love Papa, and I assume it's you maybe talking to Papa Bear's pipes.
Oh, it's probably my granddaughter.
Okay. I'm thinking you're typing this stuff. I'm like Tim Beaumont from Papa Bear's Pipes, come on and respond because Adam loves you.
It's probably my granddaughter, Papa, because I told her I was going to go on live tonight.
That makes way more sense. I thought you really, really wanted to get Papa Bear's attention.
How many people we got in the room? Do we have? I can't see the room.
Oh yeah, so it fluctuates. So when we're live streaming, it'll typically run between 10 and 20. Right now, since we've been going for about an hour, we're down to 11. But within a couple days, the replays it'll go up to a few hundred in a couple days. So they get pretty good play.
Nice.
It's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So how do people get your tobacco? Do they have to DM you on Instagram? How do they do this?
Hit me up on the Instagram, on IG, Cloudbear69LV. You can message me. I don't have anything available right now.
How
But
often?
I
How often
will-
do you make new batches?
I will have 2 blends available within the next week or so.
Mm-hmm. What are you gonna have available?
Black Lagoon, which is a burley latakia.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It would be pressed into a cake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And a drunken perique.
A drunken perique.
Which is it's a heavy perique blend. It's called Moonchild.
Okay.
Perique.
The perique is called Moonchild.
No, the blend will be called.
Sorry. Okay, I thought you were describing what the perique is. I'm like, the perique is called. Okay, that makes more sense now. Sorry, it's been a long day. So the blend's called Moonchild. It's a drunken perique.
It's a spiced rum infused perique.
Nice.
With a bit of Virginia in it. Yeah.
That sounds really good. Yeah, let me know when that's available. I'm gonna have to hit you up.
It's perique dominant.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dominant perique.
Oh, that sounds great.
The other one, the Black Lagoon, is dominant burley. So there's 4 types of burley and a lot of Kia to balance it back out again. So it gives it that, you'll see.
Yeah. No, that sounds great. Let me know when those are available. I will totally buy some of those. I'm a big burley fan, so I love that.
Oh, then you'd love it.
Yeah.
All burley fans love it. Yeah.
No, incredible. Yeah. How often do you make new batches? Do you make seasonal batches? Do you just, whenever you happen to get the tobaccos in, you save them up and you make what you can?
Well, I've teamed up with another piper.
Mm-hmm.
And he also comes up with ideas. Hey, what do you think about this? I go, well, let's get down. Let's get together and let's write things down.
Mm-hmm.
And his name's Jimmy Streech. You can find him on Instagram as well.
He just left a comment saying your blends are delicious.
Yeah, good. He's a good brother of mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good brother, man. He really loves my blends, and I really love his input on my blends. I take everyone's input, but Jimmy, Jeff, and Peculiar Piper, Red Weapon X, Peculiar Piper, and Jimmy Streets, they all have the same pretty much tongue, and they really enjoy my blends, and I could really, go off some of their advice. But I take the most advice and how you say, we come up with blends. Me and Jimmy's come up with a lot of blends.
Yeah.
So he helped me with the Misty Mountains. He helped me with the Shire Honey Apple.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Which is, that'll be available again in spring. Should be.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And also a couple of the holiday ones that are coming out soon as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Pudding and Angry Elf. And also with the Moonchild he helped out with as well.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to trying some of those. Those sound awesome. Whoever's running your YouTube page left a comment saying, Papa, tell them I make the pictures.
Yeah. So my granddaughter, whoever's logged in my Google there, thanks, kid. Coming on as me. She has a little app called PixArt on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
And she helps me make the label. So I tell her what I want, and then she makes the little pictures for them.
Nice. That is awesome.
Yeah. And the lettering and the little, the backgrounds and all that on the things, which I've not made labels, technically, with those, but I have them ready because she made them for me. Yeah. Because she wanted to help me in the beginning. So I said, okay, well, make me pictures.
Yeah, no, that is awesome. That is great. So
she downloaded that app, and then she's been helping me, and I pay the $9.99 a month for that app to keep it going. She can get more, lettering and fonts and effects, and she makes little things for herself and stuff. She's so cute.
Yeah, well, look,
I love her.
Her work is famous because people are loving your blends. And George says
not-
that he's been smoking for a little over a year, and he's learned a lot from you. He's traded some tobacco and snuff quite a few times.
Oh, George?
George?
George is good people. George, that's brother George from SoCal. Yeah, I think that's brother. There's a lot. I know a couple Georges, but that's the George I know the most.
This just says George,
we-
so he sounds like good people if he's trading with you.
It's probably George.
Good stuff.
From Southern California. He's really, really good people. Really good people.
Mhm.
Really good people.
Nice.
There's a lot of really good people in the community that
There are.
that have purchased my blends, smoked blends, love my blends, and continue to purchase my blends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Every time I put them, yeah,
Have-
I sell out every time.
So have you reached the point
And
to
I
where
was-
you're thinking about scaling up? Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, have you reached the point to where you're thinking about scaling up and making bigger runs or making runs more often?
I think we're going to do the runs that we have planned right now.
Mhm.
What I spoke about tonight.
Mhm.
Keep it there till, and then do re-releases
Mhm.
next year for 2023.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
have
cool.
to keep it under a certain amount of, I have to keep it under a certain amount of pounds per year.
For legal reasons?
Without, yes. As long as I keep it under a certain amount of pounds per year, everything's cool. If I don't, then
then there's a problem. So what would happen if you went over? Are there like FDA regulations or what's the deal?
FDA regulations
Mm-hmm.
would step in if it became that type of issue, but it never will, because the amount of pounds is like I can never produce that many pounds of tobacco, and like, are you kidding me?
Right.
Get
the ATF knocking on your door.
Yeah, no, there's no. I checked in all the local laws, federal laws. I mean, I could apply, and I have put in paperwork for an OTP license, but that's just to open an online store
Mhm.
to sell like pipes, cigars, and snuff. Eventually.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
totally.
on the tobacco end, I could do whatever I want really right now because I'm under the regulated amount.
Yeah.
Way under. Way under.
Yeah, no, that's
Way
good to know though.
But I make small batch. So, well, I don't want to say small batch because everybody refers back to small batch for Cornell and Dale, and it's not small batch. I do micro batching
Sure.
to where only a certain amount of ounces are released, and once they sell out, that's it. They're gone.
Mhm.
Sorry, you missed the boat.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss the boat, you miss the boat.
Look, that's it causes FOMO. That's good marketing.
Yeah. I'm not trying to cause a FOMO,
No, I know.
or FOMO. Sorry, FOMO. Yeah, fear of missing out.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to cause that, but it has become to where since I've left the pipe show,
Mhm.
that I'm being messaged by people I've never even met or knew or associated with or anything like that,
Mhm.
and asking me, hey, where can I get your hey,
Yeah.
hey, I heard about you. Hey, where can I get this? I'm like, oh shit. Yeah.
Right. Look.
I mean, hold on.
So, I mean, it'd be a pretty simple process to set up a really quick shop that would cost you next to nothing, and you can set timers and limits on how much you put on there, and I mean, you could build a website for this.
I'm gonna keep things the way they are right now,
Mhm.
and see how things go for 2023.
Mhm.
I'm like, I love the Instagram community. I love YouTube community.
Yep.
I developed a lot of friendships on the IGPC end, as well as the YouTube type community over the years, But I haven't been as active on the YouTube pipe community as I used to be.
Right. Yeah, your YouTube channel has a few videos on there right now. You said you deleted some of the older ones that had some audio issues, things like that. So
Yeah, well, I had an old vaping one up there when I used to do vape reviews too. So
Vaping, okay. So yeah, you're
yeah,
kind of all over the place. You got the snuff, you got the vape, you got the tobacco blends.
that was old. That 10 years ago.
Oh wow, okay, yeah,
You know,
that's a little old.
and it was for another guy's show. It wasn't even my show. It was like the guy was interviewing me
Mm-hmm.
for my connections that I had in the in that world at the time.
Right. So you don't vape anymore.
Huh?
So you don't vape anymore.
Oh, I still vape.
Oh, do you?
Shit.
Okay.
If I'm smoking, I'm vaping. If I ain't vaping, I'm smoking.
All
If I
right.
ain't smoking, I'm snuffing. I'm
you're,
all day, man.
you're keeping busy.
I just don't snuff anymore.
Look, fair enough.
I just don't do cigars anymore.
Yeah.
And so here's the story. Let me take everyone back, since people don't know a lot of my backstory,
Mm-hmm.
really. I used to smoke cigarettes and a pipe
Mm-hmm.
for years, off and on for years. Well, more on than off. And then I got off the pipe and went to cigarettes for years.
Okay.
And then about 10 years ago, me and the wife decided no more. I said, well, I'm not going to get rid of my, stuff. I'm not getting rid of it. I'll get rid of the cigarettes and but I'm going to hold on to the pipe. I'll put it in a box for now and just decide if I want to come back to it later on or something,
Sure.
And then I lost that box, damn it, when we moved. It's probably somewhere in the house in it, but anywho, freaking, so I wanted a pipe again, I wanted a pipe again. And so I eventually just got me a pipe again. I got her out the cigarettes, I got me out the cigarettes, and then I got me a pipe again. And then past year, and so I've been on the pipe again for about what, 6 years now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the past year, I've been picking up rollies, roll your own little rollies with
Sure.
and I'll roll like tobacco and smoke it like a cigarette. Yeah. Yeah. No bueno.
Right.
And then tobacco, and then old school drum rolling, non-filter, smoking those.
Yep.
And just loving those, and just it's more convenient. Look, it's more convenient. Kick myself, but
oh man,
I kick
yeah.
myself. But it hasn't become as bad as it could have. You know what I'm trying to say?
Totally.
It's not like a chain smoking. Like I wake up with coffee. Oh, I gotta have a smoke.
There's a lot of people like that.
Like it used to be. Wake up in the middle of the night. Oh, I gotta go have a smoke. It doesn't. It hasn't turned into that. So thank goodness.
Yeah, that's good. And that's one of the things about a pipe, though, is you don't really see people who smoke a pipe who are like that. Like nobody's really like fiending for a pipe. Like, oh, I got the shakes. I need a pipe right now. Like they do with cigarettes.
I've seen some guys.
Have you?
Damn, I need a pipe right now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I've had days where I'm like, man, I could really use a pipe right now, but I don't know. I don't think a lot. I think unless you're really smoking a pipe all day long, you're not really doing it for the nicotine for the most part.
Here's the thing with the pipe, and this is what I love about the pipe: the solitude and just time away. It's like, Mr. Pipe, take me away. Yes, thank you. It's like the old Calgon commercial.
Right?
Calgon, take me away. Oh, pipe, take me away.
That's true.
But the thing, I think if there was one loaded constantly bedside, it would be a different story.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe if you just had a specific, like just say a codger blend of just early, like Velvet or Carter Hall or whatever, Prince Albert, whatever, and you had it constantly, a tin of it next to on your bedside, and a little cob or something, just a little pipe just to get you through, like a 10-20 minute smoke, 15-minute smoke, like a little codger, little codger pipe or whatever.
Sure.
And I think if you had that constantly going, you would be smoking a pipe more. Now,
Okay, fair enough.
I met some guys. Sorry about getting so close and saying that loud. I met some guys. I dropped my lighter. I had to pick it up. I met some guys that constantly have a pipe in their mouth.
Okay, fair enough.
Constantly.
Look, if I were
Now, I don't know at night, you know, are they waking up in the middle of the night going, well, damn it, I need a pipe?
Mhm.
You know, I'm not that type either. Where, damn, I need a pipe.
right.
I'm not. It used to be when I first got back into it, I would just have a pipe in the afternoon
Mhm.
or the late evening.
Mhm.
Now it has to be evening. I enjoy an evening pipe.
Yeah, just unwind.
It was getting it. I had to have my at least 2 to 3 a day pipe. Now it's just evening again, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really depends on the weather, the atmosphere, the people around you. You know, if you're busy, are you busy running around doing things? You know,
Mm-hmm. Oh, totally.
do you have a couple pipe? You know, you see guys. I've seen pictures, and you see guys that have their pipes in there. They got their little pipe tray in their car, and they got around the gear shift or
Mhm.
whatever around the side. They got their tamper tool with the little band around it, and
Oh, yeah.
they're ready to run. They're
Yeah.
ready to run.
I
They're
like
traveling with their pipe.
I like taking a pipe on a long drive. I do the same thing.
You know, I think because of my past, I get paranoid to carry a pipe.
How so?
I don't know why.
Do you think?
Being an ex-pot smoker from way back, you know, not way back.
People assume something else
You
might
know,
be
like,
in there.
Yeah, I think it flashes back, even though Nevada's a recreational state now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just that little bug is in the back of your head from like when you were young and you're trying to sneak around with a pipe and smoke weed. Yeah. So you know what I mean?
That makes sense. I get
So
it.
this little paranoia kicks in.
That's
But
funny.
I've done it a couple times since I've driven out here. I've done it multiple times actually.
Mm-hmm.
But it really depends on the blend. You really have to have the right blend for travel.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
get that. I get that.
Unless you're pulled over, taking a break, or you're at the store and you're in the parking lot, and you can just sit there and smoke whatever you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I like to take an aromatic with me if I'm going to travel, either an aromatic or a good burley blend or a good vapor. You know.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And it's funny. It's never even entered my mind at all that somebody might consider there's something else in my pipe aside from tobacco. Now I'm going to be paranoid. Thank you for putting that in my head.
Oh, you're welcome.
It never even crossed my mind before. So
let's take a look.
yeah.
Yeah. Since we're all here, and I did receive the I don't know if you can see that in the light, the Bankside.
Yeah, that's right. You pointed that out.
Still live?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Bankside from GLPs, which is from bold traditional canvas of red and bright Virginias and genuine St. James Perique. Emerge subtle, contrasting strokes of dark fire cured Kentucky and Latakia tobaccos. Exotic silky undertones. What we do? Always it says smoky undertones deepen in rich modernist representation of the archetypal Virginia Perique flake. And also said, I swore it said on the description, or maybe one or the other, that it had like a creamy and citrus tang. I'm like, oh, now that's up my alley. Now, who would ever thought to take a vapor and put Latakia and dark fired Kentucky in it? I would not. I would have never thought to do that.
No, Greg.
I would have thought to do that maybe. but
And
I wouldn't have thought to do that anytime soon.
well, that's
To
what
be
I'm
honest
saying.
with you, you know?
It's an artwork making these blends. I mean, people really.
Well, this is from the Zeitgeist artsy type. Bankside is like where the museum is. It's an old power station in England somewhere, and they have like a museum inside there, like an art museum. Sorry, I'm trying to get this on
Yeah, no, I
camera.
see it.
Bankside. That's the new GLPs.
Yeah.
It was sent to me from smokingpipes.com. I did not pay for this. They sent this to me, and I thank them. And I'm not reviewing it yet, but I'm showing everybody what it looks like.
Oh man,
You can even see that in the light.
that
Let me
looks
get my hand
incredible. That
right. It looks like it's supposed to be a broken flake.
it's pretty broken. Okay.
Yeah, it's broken flake. It's got nice chunks in there. It's moist. I give it that. It's got moisture. It's gonna need some rub out and dry time.
I have a lot of questions that I know that you're holding off until you do an actual review. So
it smells amazing. I'll give you that. I can smell Kentucky freak out of that. Yeah, yeah. I smell you. You definitely smell a lot of Kia.
That sounds awesome.
And you definitely smell the Perique in it, and a little bit of that Kentucky, and maybe just a little of that tang from the Virginia's in there, but that's about it. You could smell that right off the bat. I can.
Yeah, Greg is a genius. His blends are just the things he does with these flavors is incredible.
I really like GLPs, and I know he's working with Cornell and Dale. So
right,
I think some of this may have to do with Cornell and Dale.
Well, sure,
because Cornell and Dale, if you look at a lot of the Cornell and Dale blends, they always have that red and bright Virginia.
Yeah,
red and bright Virginia. Well, I'm not against it. Sure. You can't deny it. Look up their blends. Look at every description of their blends. And tell me which ones don't have red and bright Virginia.
That would be a short list. That would be a very short list.
It's on the short list. Yeah. I mean, funny. I don't mind it. I love it. If it's blended right, it's awesome. It's delicious. You know?
Yeah, totally. So I have a question. You know, as a blender, do you ever find somebody else's blend that you're like, this is incredible, and I'm not sure how they did it? And then do you ever try and like replicate what they did, if only just to find out maybe the process that they used to make it do that?
You can pick apart people's blends, like basic blends. You could pick them apart, and then you know, oh, okay. It's getting the ratio down. How much percentage of this Virginia, this Burley, this Cavendish, this Perique, or you know, or whatever, yada yada yada, or this much Latakia. How much did they blend together? Blend it. What did they do to it before they blended it? What did they do to it after they blended it? You know what I'm trying to say? Did they press and rub it out? Did they, you know, is it a cake? You know, well, you'd know if it was a cake if you got it, but et cetera, yada, yada. You just got the percentages. You can get near close to a lot of the blends that are out there. I'm sure of it. I'm positive, you know, of the basic blends. But when it comes to cakes, flakes, coins, ropes, you know, plugs, you really, and a lot of those tobaccos aren't available stateside, you know.
Yeah, especially
that they use for true. I'm talking true plugs, true ropes, you know, that come from Guy with Hogger. I would love to know what they put in their shit. Would love it.
Yeah, honestly, it's I got to travel overseas and get a good collection to bring back, smuggle back.
You can bring back so much. You're best off going to Esterville's and getting like 10, 11 tins, and then just pay the $35 shipping fee.
Yeah,
from DHL. because getting that stuff back is a total nother story.
Yeah.
Now, you can get as much snuff as you want. You can bring back as much snuff as you want. You can order as much snuff as you want from
Really?
there.
Why is snuff
'Cause-
considered different?
There's no tax on snuff.
Really? I
No
would
tax.
assume it's all tobacco products.
Nope. It's the only tobacco product that's not taxed.
So it's not considered a premium tobacco then, is it? How does it?
No, it's an OTP. It's an other tobacco product.
Okay, interesting.
So is pipe, so is cigars, but they class snuff has some kind of old grandfather clause in it between England and America through the customs or the taxation
Yeah.
department, whatever the hell, that they can't tax it.
I think somebody who was making that law was a fan of snuff.
Snuff if you want. You could open your own damn snuff store if you wanted to.
There's an idea. Let's make that happen.
There's no tax on the snuff coming across. Yeah.
See, I think the person who made that law was a fan of snuff, and they were like, "We're going to tax everything but this one thing I like."
But snuff, yes. I must have my snuff.
That's what it comes down to. Look, somebody got paid off somewhere. Some big snuff got paid off on that one.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, your granddaughter
That's
says she
first-
has an angry elf picture for you.
Over here. Well, I mean, there's American companies that make snuff, you just can't find it. It's not. The weird thing is it's more available in the South where you're at than it is here in the West.
I'm not in the
Or the
South. I'm in
North.
Columbus, Ohio,
Yeah.
so I'm in the kind of upper Midwest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you're in the South. I apologize.
Yeah. I wish I were
That's
further
right,
south.
'cause we were talking. Yeah, I had a total dumb moment because the guy sitting next to me at the pipe show is from Columbus. Really nice guy.
There's only a
I
few
met
of
him
us.
for the first.
There's only a few nice guys. from
Super
Columbus.
Super nice guy. He just said, he goes, is this seat available? I go, yeah, sit down. Can't get,
Yeah.
because I think, a lot of guys come by themselves and they don't. Do I ask these guys if I could sit by them? Do I ask? It's like going to high school. Do I sit with the cool kids or can I you think those kids over there, let me sit with them? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think you would
Lot of-
qualify
lot
as
of
one of the
us-
cool kids.
yeah, I think a lot of us still have that mentality. You think those guys will let me sit with them and smoke pipes and stuff? Of course, you can always come to Cloudbear. Hell yeah, come out. Yeah, I'll make you a fucking chair. Come on.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny. A lot of the guys are handy enough; they probably could put together a chair in like a minute, make it work.
Yeah.
So I've never done
Sure.
snuff before. What would you what would you recommend for a starter snuff if somebody wanted to try?
Another gentleman asked about this recently on the Instagram. He asked me, "Hey, I want to try it. What do you think I should start with?" And I would say the McChrystal's sampler pack.
McChrystals.
It's reasonably priced.
Mhm.
You get multiple tins of snuff at different scents and flavors.
Mhm.
And you can just take, open each one, just take little tiny bits of each one once a day or a couple times throughout the day, and then know what you like.
Mhm.
And then from there, you could expand your snuff. Build up. I went cuckoo when I got back into snuff. I did snuff years ago. There's a raspberry snuff. Somebody gave me some English raspberry snuff. I can't remember the name of the company, but it was raspberry.
Mhm.
It was delicious. Delicious. It came in like a little tin. And the guy showed me, you put it on the back of your hand and sniff it up. And I did, and I sniffed it. Well, that's nice. I like that. And I can't remember the name of that damn snuff, and I wish I remembered because I would love to have it again. And I think it was a European snuff.
Everybody watching and
Years
listening
ago,
is yeah.
So when I got back into snuff, I was like, ooh. And there's a head smoke shop out there in Vegas called Mr. Bill's Pipe Shop. It's not a pipe shop. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, Mr. Bill's Pipes, that's cool. Let's go there. Now,
Yeah.
It's
No.
it's a head shop, like bongs and
By pipe, they mean
pipes,
water pipe. Yeah.
toasters and incense and hookah, but they have snuff on the shelf, which was funny.
Yeah.
So they had little tins of McCrystals, and they had one called Smoker's Blend, and they had what was it? Violet, which is a flower. It's very floral, like smells like violets, you know.
Huh. Interesting.
And they had I can't remember the other scent they had. I didn't care for it, but anywho, so they had the little $5 tins on the shelf, and I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. Let me get 2 of the Smoker's Blend and one of the one of the violet, the flowers.
Mhm.
Why not? I love the Smoker's Blend. The Smoker's Blend from McChrystal's has a nice bergamot citrus hit with it.
Yeah.
It's not menthol, so it's got that tobacco back note that comes through.
Mhm.
So it's like a floral tobacco with bergamot. If you know what bergamot is.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that sounds great, actually. It seems so foreign to.
And then the violet, and violet was just like you stuck your face in a bunch of violet flowers and just took a big sniff, and it wouldn't go away.
Oh, that's funny. Have you ever had one that's
Or you sniffed a purse that had a bunch of floral perfume at the bottom. Whoa.
right? So if you have a really bad one, how long does that stick with you?
There are some snuffs out there. I enjoy them, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that be going, "Oh my God, I couldn't get that scent out of my nose forever." Like French Riviera would be one of those. Yeah. French Riviera is like your grandma's old perfume, all shoved in one little snuff can.
So Jimmy Streech says he's waiting for Cloudbear snuff line.
Yeah, I would love to have a snuff line. I'm not that big as, say, Simply Snuff or Simon. Simon just recently put out his own snuff line, and he's done hundreds of snuff reviews.
Mm-hmm.
You can see him. You can catch him on the YouTube as well, West. His name's Simply Snuff.
Yeah, look for that. Yeah, good to
that's
know.
Simon. Really super nice guy. He just came out with his own line. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely look for that.
No, those are quite unique snuffs, though. Quite unique. So I think it's more for the not quite the beginner, because the scents can be a little
right.
Yeah.
Well, I would
just say not quite for the beginner.
Right. Well,
they are nice. They're not.
I would say that you're a fairly experienced, snuff aficionado, and I've seen your face when you take a couple sniffs of some of these, and it looks like you just got punched in the face, and then you say, "Oh, that's good."
Some of them can give you a bit of a whap,
Yeah. Now, is that the nicotine, or is that what is that?
I'm like 6'4", so when I take a pinch,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit larger than an apple seed or more.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I take it right up the wazoo there, Whee! But some people, like what I pinch, you couldn't pinch. You know what I'm saying? You have to build yourself up to that level. But some snuffs have a very powerful hit or burn.
Okay.
They can, depending on what the scent is. And some just go smooth right up, and you go, "Oh, that's really nice. Wow, that's nice."
Yeah,
but
good.
some of the ones, the menthol or the camphor or the eucalyptus in it with other scents can give you quite the whap.
Yeah, good to know.
Right upside the. Yeah, you're going. Oh.
That reminds. So I'm a little paranoid about sniffing stuff. I had a buddy who gave me some smelling salts, and he was like, "Hey, take a big sniff of this." And I felt like I was punched in the face. So whenever I see your face when you take some snuff, that's kind of what I imagine. Just a big pop in the nose.
No. Yeah. I've done smelling salts. I know what smelling salts.
It was not a fun experience. Yeah.
No. It is not. Um, when I was a child, I got a hold. I think I was 9 or 10, and I think my aunt had broken. You know how they used to come in capsules, and you broke the capsule, and
Yeah.
then you put it up to someone's nose.
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt had broken one because I think my grandfather used to have epileptic seizures.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she put a little under his nose to bring him out a little bit, to come out of the, because he was getting daisy,
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the trash can, and I think I reached in the trash can and grabbed it when I was about 9.
Oh
And I was like,
man.
whoa.
Yeah, they'll get you. So,
Yeah.
Greg Lieberman says McChrystal's summer blend. He thinks it's called a nice raspberry. He
Summer
said,
blend is like strawberries and berries. Yeah, it's delicious.
yeah, he said that's
it's
good.
Berries. Yeah. Yeah, the summer blend is delicious. I like summer blend is good. It's good for a beginner. I have summer blend.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. It's in my tub.
Okay.
I enjoy that. I enjoy the Sicilian Burst or Sicilian. I think it's called Sicilian Burst now. It used to be called Lemon. But they can't. The English have passed a law against the snuff companies putting flavors on there, or name flavors even on a lot of their stuff. So they had to rename. The past couple of years, they've had to rename their snuffs.
Mm-hmm.
So what used to be called Lemon is now Sicilian Burst.
Right.
Like Wilson's of Sharrow is another snuff company, English snuff company, and they have really good snuffs as well. They used to have one called just Rose, like roses.
Mm-hmm.
Now they had to change the name to Rose of Sharrow, but ROWS of Sharrow.
Of course. They don't want to sound like they're.
Pronunciation was Rose. Yeah.
They don't want to sound like they're marketing the kids, I guess.
Yeah, Rose. Yeah. They have another one called Wall, which used to be called Wallflower, but then they had to change it just to Wall.
Of course. Jeez.
Yeah, they passed a law in England stating they can't say the exact scent, but they can just,
Right.
which is funny because they can say this is medicated, which, okay, so every snuff taker knows if a snuff says medicated, it's going to be like some serious menthol eucalyptus going on,
Right. But it's not medicine.
Just remember that. Medicated, remember that.
Nope. Very good to know.
You're gonna get a bop of menthol up your nose.
That is hilarious.
Or a fair amount. Jip is another one that has a lot of menthol with the tobacco back. I like that one. That's a good one. That's made by McChrystals as well.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go to MrSnuff.com, you can find a lot of the different snuffs.
Yeah, I got some research to do. That's awesome. So
yeah, I'll send you a link in the DM.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For your on the IG page.
Yeah, totally. That sounds awesome. So we've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes now. So people can find you on. Yeah. Look, time flies when you're having fun. So, but people can find you on Instagram at Cloudbear69LV. And drop you a DM there to find out how and when they can find your tobaccos. When did you say you're going to have your next batch ready?
I would say within the next 2 weeks. So just keep your eye open within the next 10 days when I make the announcement. Because as soon as I make the announcement, it's like it's usually just halfway gone already.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a waiting list or anything like that?
Huh?
Do you have a waiting list or anything like that?
No, it's just we just drop the blend and bam, I put it out. Sometimes I give a heads up, coming soon. But boop, keep your eye open. And then about a week later, I put it out within I put out Haunted Forest, which is the Burley Virginia Prairie, it's a vapor burr blend that I make. And it sold out within like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, it was gone. Boom. She's gone.
Wow, really? That's that quick? That's incredible.
Yeah, that quick.
So Andrew
And
Sarcanella is asking if there's anything new to review.
what's that?
Andrew Sarcanella asked if there's anything new for him to review. I assume he's talking about your new blends that you're talking about that are going to come out.
Love that guy. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And not right now, but there will be.
Yep. No, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm waiting on some components. I'm waiting on some components to come in, and then I will send him some to review as well. Yeah. He also does reviews as well about my blends. In fact, he's the first one to really review my blends. Yeah.
Yeah, he said give him a call, so you can give him a ring.
Yeah, I'll give him a ring.
Yep. Also, Greg.
Give him a ring on the ding ding ding.
Also, Greg Lieberman still concerned that there are no tacos on this show. So, Greg, I'm sorry. We will have tacos next time. I promise.
Sorry, yeah, we will have tacos next time. I promise.
we'll be fully catered next time.
I don't understand the whole taco thing.
He's hungry. Look, Taco Bell. The lines are long. It's hard to get in line. I get it.
He's hungry. Well, go eat, man. Go eat.
Yeah, come on. We'll order you a taco. Let me know your address. I'll send you a taco. We'll make it happen.
What time is it right now?
It's 10:47 here.
Yeah, 8, 9, 10, 10:47. You better go get some tacos now back east there, buddy.
Look, that Taco Bell line is no joke here. I'm telling you. You'll be waiting all day. But Adam, man, it's been great speaking with you.
What's that?
I say, Adam, it's been great speaking with you. I don't want to keep you all night. I know you got your granddaughter over.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife's home and the son's home, so.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah. Well, look, it's been great speaking with you. I'm really glad that you were able to take the time. And when your blends come out, I'm going to keep an eye on your Instagram feed so I can find out when these are, because if they sell out that quickly, I want to be one of the first in line. So if there's a waiting list, put my name on that waiting list.
You want to be first in line.
I want to be.
You're going to want to be. The next one that's coming out, you're really going to be one of first in line. Believe me.
Good to know. That's really good to know. That's awesome. Because your blends are in super high demand.
And I'm not trying to pull my head up or anything like that, but believe me, you're going to want to be in line.
Okay. I will keep my...
You want to be one of the cool kids. You want to be one of the cool kids?
Hey, can I sit at your table next time in Vegas?
Of course.
All right. Well, I have
my table. It's everyone's.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm pre-approved. I'm pre-approved. Then I'll take it.
Damn right.
Well, man, again, thanks for taking the time. I really appreciate it. I'm going to make sure that your a link to your stuff is in the description of this video, and I really hope to speak with you again, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Stay in touch. I'm always here.
Absolutely.
I'm always trying to talk. West. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I really appreciate you, man.
Absolutely. Everybody watching and listening, thanks a lot.
I enjoy your cast, and I've been watching a lot of your videos and stuff.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I've been a little offline with my regular videos. I got to get back in the habit.
I got my eye on you, Mr. Conahan.
Oh, see, I don't like the way you say that after some of the stories I've heard you tell tonight. I don't know. Sounds like could be in trouble.
No, it's all good, West.
All right.
Yeah, and it's not. It's Boolen, my last name.
Boolen. I said Boolen, and I apologize. Boolen. Well, look.
No, that's okay. I correct you now, and it's all good.
I had to ask your name because I only knew you as Cloudbear. I didn't even know your name because you never introduced yourself in your videos.
Because it's a lot of hey Cloudbear, hey.
Right. You need to start some of your videos with, "Hey, this is Adam from Cloudbear. I'm going to review this thing in my bathroom here."
No, I just say I'm Cloudbear, and this is how it goes.
There you go. Well, that's what I'll call you when I see you in Vegas, then, man.
This is how it goes.
All right. Well, we're gonna sign off, and thanks again, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for everybody coming, and thank you, Wes. I appreciate you.
Absolutely appreciate you, man.
Infatuated with the in-between, the ups, the downs, the curves, and the